and welcome to another video. As you can see, I am in a different setting, and I have mentioned this in some previous videos, but I've recently moved. I'm living by myself and I have a whole attic in my house as my art room. I will be doing an art room tour, but at the moment there's a few things that I kind of want to get, a new bookshelf, a bit more storage, so I don't want to do a premature video when it's not really up to how I want it at the moment. But anyway, the reason I mentioned the move is in fact because I ordered a lot of furniture. I didn't have any furniture when I moved here, so I've had to order a hell of a lot, and some of that furniture is from IKEA. And IKEA, when you buy your flat pack furniture, have bits of kind of cardboardy stuff in there just for when you know, when it's moving around and you don't want your furniture pieces to knock together. And so they put these cardboard kind of sheets or planks or boxes or whatever you want to call them in there, and I thought, why not create a bit of art with them, because you can create art on anything and you can be creative with anything. And so I thought this would be a fun way of kind of showing what you can do with some random cardboard I found in a furniture box. So here are a few things that I kept. There's a small piece, kind of a medium piece, and a larger piece, and I will be gessoing these, but unfortunately I realised I didn't have any gesso. So I've actually made my own out of glue, white paint, water and talcum powder. If you search how to make white gesso, it will come up with some recipes online, anywhere, there's tons of them, and this is one I found, and I didn't measure it out, probably should have, so I'm not sure if this is going to work, but I'm sure I will soon find out when I cover these. But it's basically so that when I start painting on them they don't buckle as much and they don't absorb the water I'm going to be using with my acrylic paints on this as much. But I will be painting on these, possibly not all of them in this one video because that's a lot, but I will be painting on one or two of them. I'm not sure what I'm going to paint at the moment, but it will be something. But anyway, I will soon be doing that, and you'll soon see the artwork if you stay tuned, so please do that, and I will be back in a minute and these will be gessoed and we will start painting. So I'll see you when we do some more artwork. So here I am gessoing the card pieces. My gesso was a little on the thinner side, and if you've seen my Cowling & Wilcox haul I recently just did, the gesso that I bought from there is a little bit thicker, so it did take me quite a few coats to get a nice white layer on there. It worked quite well though. It was hard enough and, you know, created a nice white background, but it could have done with being a little bit thicker. As you can see here, I did lose a little bit of footage, but it was just me putting the ugly base colours and lighter colours and tones down just to create the face shape, etc. So it does go through a few ugly stages, and I was finding that although I gessoed, the acrylics were not reacting how I'd usually use acrylics. I'm not sure why, but anyway, this is how it turned out. So I was basically just layering, as you can see, and picking out tones. I didn't want to replicate the photo 100% because my cat is very, very black with the tiniest bit of white on his chin and under the chin area, and so I kind of wanted to add a little bit more tone. So I was having a look at him and seeing what colours kind of popped out from him, and there was this little bit of kind of burnt umber sort of shade there, so that's what I was picking out, and I do obviously blend that into the black a little bit further. Yeah, it's not how I turned out. My final thoughts on the painting, it's not how I turned out, flaming hell, it's not how I would have thought I wanted it to turn out, if you know what I mean. It took a different turn, and I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not saying it's the best thing I've done either, but it does capture his likeness with his cheeky little face and his very dishevelled eyebrows and whiskers, because he does have kind of, they look frayed at the ends. He was a stray, so I'm not sure what happened to him, but he has a cheeky little look about him, and I hope I've captured that, so please let me know if I did in the comments below. But yeah, I just used acrylics. I used a mix of acrylics from my Galleria Winsor & Newton acrylics, to my Rowney acrylics, System 3, and some acrylics I got in a scroller box called Amsterdam acrylics. So it was a mixture of acrylics. I didn't really stick to one brand or anything, but yeah, the card held up well. The gesso certainly allowed me to add a lot of layers and a lot of moisture. You'll see me put on a lot of thin layers as well at certain stages, which didn't absorb into the card and make it bow or anything. It already had that natural crinkle to it, which I kind of like. It makes it unique. But it turned out to be a very, very good canvas, and a very cheap one, and free in fact, with the furniture I was already buying. So I just thought this was a good video to show that you don't have to go out there and buy specific papers or canvases to do artwork on. You can literally do it on anything. And I also demonstrated that you don't even have to buy gesso. You can basically just make your own from a bit of talcum powder, water and white paint. So I like how it turned out. Actually, I think it's great. Very difficult to get all the different tones in him since he's quite a dark cat, but I hope I captured his likeness, and I hope to do a few more paintings of him, because I really do love him, and I'd love to capture him a bit further and maybe in a bit more detail. So I'll stop my commentary from here, because I don't really have much else to say other than just go out there and try out different canvases, if you know what I mean, different mediums to paint on. So thank you very much for watching, and please give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and a comment if you've painted on anything a little out of the norm, and we'll have a chat about it. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye. This is my favourite drawer. I like how it's laid out. This has more Copic markers in this big blue thing. This is pencil crayons, lots of different ones. And then the rest is watercolours all on this side. So this is just a mix of watercolours. And then here is a mix of